comparison per patch.
Yeah.
Because by the time I finish modding it all to fix all the issues of the game, it's like I'm not even like modding it to have like 10 gajillion techs and hyper realistic space warfare. Literally, all of my mods are just vanilla plus shit of like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if the Tyranids could actually Tyranid planets? Well, you can do that now. Wouldn't it be cool if you had rock Tyranids? Wouldn't it be cool if you could do machine things? And it's like, yeah, I guess I'll download those mods. And then, like, I have a bunch of tech mods that are specifically for filling the gaps in the tech trees. Where it's just like, oh, you don't want to use a railgun? Well, too fucking bad, buddy. It's like, well, I'm pretty sure there's more technology out there than a fucking railgun, guys.
There has to be more than missile.
Do you really need anything more, though?
Of course
I'm
not,
partial to lasers.
There's more than
Remember,
a railgun
the Railgun Olympics are a staple in our interstellar plays.
I know.
Honestly, I've listen. My favorite mod for Stellaris, which is the Gundam mod, no longer works, and it makes me sad.
Well, it's just like, right, like missiles, for example. Cool idea, right? You know, you shoot missiles off, and then they hit 2 turns later. Like, okay, that would be cool if the missiles retarget in vanilla. They don't. So, if you use anything besides missiles, you kill the ships before the missiles arrive. And if you use only missiles, you kill the ships after the first wave of missiles arrive. And then the next 3 waves of missiles miss, while your ships retarget to something that isn't dead. Because and other really silly shit, like there's a reason, like, the frigate spam used to be a thing in the game. It still kind of is, but they've improved it a little bit. Frigate spam used to be a thing in the game because each ship is only able to target one other ship at a time. So if it has a giant fuck-off gun and a bunch of smaller, less fuck-off guns, and it shoots the giant fuck-off gun and kills the ship it was targeting, all of the smaller fuck-off guns also shoot the ship that's already destroyed. And so they also all go on cooldown. And it's like, ugh, okay. And because you can only target one ship at a time with all of the guns on your ship, despite how many guns you might have on the ship, it's actually better to have 10 gajillion frigates than it is to have battleships, because each frigate has only like 2 guns, so if they have to retarget, they've only missed like 1 shot instead of 16 shots.
Also, because of the way that the AI targeting works, you're less likely to overkill an enemy target when using 6 million frigates, because the 6 million frigates will go, okay, we do, it takes 30 frigates to do 10,000 damage. So it assigns 30 frigates. But if you have 200 battleships and it takes 6.5 battleships to kill someone, they'll go, cool, we should shoot 8 battleships. What? No.
Yeah. Yeah, it's painful. So it's kind of just I really enjoy the game because I really just like doing planet, and like then the whole planet development thing where it's like you can only build 5 buildings on this planet that fits 300 billion people on it.
Yeah,
and it's like 5 building. I can only build 5 buildings. Okay. That's great.
I have so many issues with Stellaris, and it's why it's one of my lowest time name things in the paradox section. Like EU4, I have almost 1,500 hours in.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And-
reverse, I have like 1,500 hours in Stellaris.
Yes. I only got like 200 in Stellaris. Yeah.
Return to me my Gundam mod, and I shall return to Stellaris.
And you'll be waiting forever.
I'm aware.
But,
Listen, it was really funny to introduce the Tyranids to mobile suits.
Yeah. Either way. We're here for fan fiction, gentlemen.
Kill me.
I did I, oh, okay, I was about to say that and just die. Did he just yell his way out of existence?
Oh, bro, that'd be amazing. Did you know that if you just scream loud enough, God himself will take pity?
Yeah, I mean, that's what happened to Charlie.
That's true.
Anyway, let's get started. So we spent pretty much the entire session reading Wildbow being a bitch. So I feel it's only fair
Oh no.
that we read some Worm stories.
Oh no.
Where is Worm? Wormy.
It's under the web stuff
1.7,
specifically.
nope. It's under books.
It's under books?
It's under
Yeah,
book.
it technically that's how Wildbow treats it, so that makes sense. Man, he really missed the train on getting those things self-published with physical releases.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
He could have made so much money off that, and then the added money
Yeah.
from like Patreon and donations.
yeah. Well, he never had a Patreon open as far as I'm aware, did he?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That?
Like, I think he just had a PayPal donation link.
Oh.
Let's see. Does Wildbow have a Patreon? That'd be funny.
Surely
if he
he'd
did.
have set one up by
I
now.
thought he did.
That'd be so fucking funny. Holy shit, he does.
Doesn't
5,000
show how
a
much
month.
he's making.
5.5 thousand a month.
Motherfucker.
Fuck. He never has to work a day in his life as long as he keeps writing the same content he's been writing.
You
Bruh.
hear that sign?
Only-
You're
More
losing.
Only
Sign,
1,000
you're losing
members.
To Wildbow.
Only
Yeah, I hear.
1,000 paid members. $5
Bro, I
per
mean-
member.
Yeah, no, that the average is $5. Wow.
Yeah.
Is that the lowest one, or is that the most popular tier?
Become
Like,
a
does he
member.
have a $1 tier?
Oh, he doesn't even have fucking tiers.
What?
Oh, he just has $5 to support me.
No, like, you can just pick whatever fucking number you want.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, so people
I
are
didn't-
just voluntarily giving this man $5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. This I wasn't
Yeah.
aware that Patreon had that option.
Quite literally. Yeah, bro, quite literally
Pay me what you
provides
feel.
nothing. I will provide you nothing. And you pay me money.
Wait. He's a Salvation Army busker?
Yes,
Oof.
apparently. I mean, it's fucking wild if you think about it. Like, he has no Patreon exclusives, no Patreon perks. No, there's nothing. You don't get anything. Like, you get access to his posts where he like talks about his stuff, but you get access to those posts for paying $1. Like, there's no like to read 20 chapters ahead. There is nothing. This man is solely existing off the power of his name.
He is treating it like another PayPal donation button.
Yeah, like I said, he used to
What's
be
worse
PayPal.
is other people are allowing it.
I know.
Oh man.
It's insane. $5,000 a month. USD too. Like, this is the wild part. USD. So he's getting paid like $9,000 Canadian.
Oh,
Amazing.
Well, it's not that much. It's 1.1 to 1.38. Hang on. You say 5,000?
Yeah.
6,900 US dollars roughly.
Yeah.
Close to 7,000, depending on.
Yeah, we are muted. Don't worry about it. Point being, I'm blown away that he has not monetized his stories beyond a Patreon. Like, that's just fucking baffling. It just
I mean, he
blows
could
me away.
go and publish them, self-publish for money.
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
That's what we're saying.
Well, I would say that's the thing. Like he
time.
could very easily do a Beware of Chicken. Like,
Yes, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
like, here's the thing: if Worm were to suddenly go up on Amazon, for a brief moment, nostalgia would tempt me.
Like,
Back to
this is the
better
wild
days.
part too, right? He's got 16 books at minimum.
Mm-hmm. $5 a pop.
Yeah, but literally at $5 a pop, 16 books. That's just insane.
Per person if they all get them.
And they will, because people think, oh, well, it's just $5. Oh, well, I can't get them all right now, but I'll buy them soon. It's just $5.
Or the infamous bundle.
No, that comes later.
The omnibus.
The omnibus book comes
Oh no,
later.
no! I don't mean an omnibus. I mean, yeah, sure, you do an
Well,
omnibus.
no, that also comes later. Well, the bundle comes later, and the omnibus comes later. Once you've gotten all of the money out of the people initially for the "it's just $5" crowd, then you offer the lucrative bundle of, each book is now $3, and they're saving a whole 20%.
And
I mean,
the omnibus has a special cover and art.
Yeah, and then the omnibus gets the cover and art, and then you can even go ahead and fucking sell your author's notes after that. And sell your essays, and put it in front of the omnibus, and be like, yeah, the omnibus with director's notes in it.
Well,
Listen, I'll be one of the first people to tell you, listen, Gotrek and Felix, I read the first book at a library, and then I said, you know what? Time to buy every omnibus on Amazon for a bundle.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's like, I swear,
thing, right?
if people would just listen to me.
I actually read every single one of those books.
Yeah.
Not all of them are winners, but they're all pretty good.
Well, not every arc of Worm is a winner.
Yeah.
But point being, though, is like, if people would just fucking listen to me when it comes to monetization, like, I swear I am going to drive to my friend's house and beat him to death with a sock filled with marbles if he does not take my monetization instructions.
Sock
Which
filled
friend?
with quarters just to make the point.
The one who's trying to write the sci-fi story.
Oh, that one. Yeah, no. Like, man, put that shit up on Royal Road, put your first 20 chapters up, and then say, would you like to get chapters 29 through 30? Pay me $5 on Patreon, or you can wait once a week to find out what happens to Farts McGee.
Yeah, it's like, it's so fucking easy. People are so stupid. People, and I don't mean like people are stupid for not listening to me, which they are. I mean just in general, people are so fucking stupid. They will buy your shit because they are dumb.
Well, now that's not very nice, Sneaky, even if it is correct.
But the best thing is I can say this shit. I can call someone stupid to their face, but if they have a product that they want, they're still gonna buy it from me.
That's very true.
I mean, he does know the mindset of an incredibly stupid person. I mean, he is one.
Oof.
I've had long, extensive study surrounding myself with stupid people every single night playing Dota.
Yeah, I know. You have to play with your bracket.
Yeah, the bracket that you have forced upon me.
I didn't force you upon shit.
Now.
Hey, hold on.
I used to be a 3K player.
That is not my fucking fault.
Yes, it absolutely. I have lost
fault.
so much MMR from playing with you.
Also, I'm pulling the fucking liar card. You were 2K at best.
I have gained more MMR than I have lost playing with Nose. Your bracket is the height of toxic idiocy.
And you cannot blame me for most of our fucking losses, by the way, so fuck you.
I can blame you. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm just saying I'm blaming you.
Well, you can blame me.
Remember that one, Max?
I had a crackback, and I had to.
Remember that one, Max?
Put that one back in the tank.
I had to pull that. I had to pull that classic out. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm just saying I'm blaming you.
Oh no, I can blame anyone in this chat for anything. Doesn't mean it's actually true or their fault. But I can do it.
I know. I'm just saying
I can also blame you for every bad experience I've had in Left 4 Dead because the director apparently has a fucking hate boner for you.
Please do so. It makes me stronger. No, I'm just saying it's a Train to Miami classic.
Oh yeah.
Fucking ex-girlfriend wants it out for you.
It is.
It's all your fault. Oh, those days. When we were younger.
Fallout. I shot a ceramic vase. Why did it make the metal gunshot, the bullets reflecting off metal sound?
It just works.
Yeah. Don't question it.
It's ceramic.
Don't worry about it.
Close enough.
Ceramic enough. Okay.
It just works. They had to change the sound for that fidelity.
Wait, people read Pact? Wait, people read Wildbow's other stories?
No. Really?
People read?
Worm kicked off and became a niche hit, hitting top big charts. Pact has done well enough, placing 5th on Web Fiction Guide for web fiction in general. both soared in the vote rankings on top web fiction, earning a share of fan art and a great deal of fan fiction. I have never seen a packed fan fiction in my life.
I've seen an unending stream of worm fan fiction.
Consistency and professionalism are big priorities for me. And all stories maintain a Tuesday, Saturday scheduling with extra chapters on Thursday. As
that's setting yourself
comes
up for,
in from Patreon and PayPal. I put in 60 hours a week to make this possible, and I have no plans of stopping.
Could you make some?
Wow.
60 hours of work a week.
Can I do the opposite? If I send you money, can I pay you to stop?
I pay you to stop.
I'm paying you $200. Fuck off.
You know, it's actually really impressive that he puts in 60 hours of work a week because, quite frankly, I'm not seeing it.
Oof.
I was gonna say, we need you to put in your hours on this worksheet. Show exactly what you did for each hour.
Yeah, hey, I'm sorry. We lost some hours over the weekend. I'm gonna need those TPS reports filed by the end of the day.
But, yeah, no, damn. It's, well, speaking of which, so my dad actually got to use that recently on someone. They were a family friend, and they were trying to convince my father to show up for a raffle dinner where you buy tickets and then at the end of the
one
dinner
of those
they raffle.
Scams.
Well, it was just, yeah, more or less. And so my dad looked him in the eye and said, "Can I buy twice as many tickets to not show up?"
Wow.
The family friend did not find that as funny as we did.
That sounds like a shitty family friend.
Sounds like he needs to get some humor.
It sounds like he needs to get out of the pyramid scheme.
Well, you see, he's the sort of person whose sense of humor is it's only funny when he's doing it.
Oh, yes. My favorite.
What a course.
He can dish it. Can't take it.
Rules for thee, but for me.
Quiet, Drukari.
Fuck off. I'm a Necron.
Oh.
Beep,
I was
boop,
wondering
fuck
who
the
fucking
Mechanicus.
went robot. I was like, what the hell? Is Alvor calling us from kidnapping another child again?
Beep,
No,
boop,
I'm
fuck the
hating.
Mechanicus.
60 hours a week of low-effort slop. Well, I mean, you know, when he finally has to get a job in the future, he could just put on his resume that he worked 20 years as a shit shoveler.
Oh. So he's a politician.
Hey.
No. I said shoveler, not consumer.
Honest. He's honest to an extent.
No, I said shoveler, not consumer. Come on, guys.
I know, I'm just saying, listen. For my many issues.
While Bo is using a technique called lying, you can lie on the internet? People do that?
Yes.
That's illegal.
Yeah. Why would someone lie on the internet?
That's Nintendo evil.
To make money.
Wait a minute. You mean the woman that I met who looks exactly like Samus and loves me isn't real?
Yeah,
No.
I guess not. But if you pay sign $100, a fictional version of you.
No.
For that, I might charge 200.
Listen. If I'm going to commission filth, I will not pay someone on this podcast. That is a level of awkward I never want. Listen, if I do that, I want it to be like my dentist. Here's $500. Never speak to me again.
Fair. Very fair, yes.
Speaking of sign, yeah, speaking of sign and self-inserts, even better, thank you for the segue, sign.
You're welcome.
Everyone give Sign a round of applause for having one of the most popular stories on Questionable Questing.
Here we go.
Wandering Prince, the story we prevented him from putting porn into.
There it is.
Yeah, Flora.
It's currently actually the most popular in the not safe for work section.
Wow! And there's not a single drop of porn in it.
You know, how far along is that story? It's reaching the point where it's like, cool, I need to add this to my reading list.
That's like 16, 20 chapters, I think?
23, 24?
Something like that, yeah.
23.
I don't know. Maybe I'll keep waiting. Because listen, right? This is like the Tanya story. Obviously, I read every chapter of that as it comes out because
Tanya stories.
Some of them I've paid for, and some of them it brings me endless joy to know that I've managed to convince other people to put up money for my stupid idea.
Exactly. That's what makes Outer Heaven so great.
The
only thing better than a story you commissioned is a story you commissioned that you've gotten other people to pay for.
Exactly. I understand now. You're like a proud, demented father.
Indeed.
Oh, you're getting another chapter tomorrow, by the way.
Excellent.
Wait, was that to him or to me?
I say excellent either way, so.
Yeah.
Maybe one for Outer Heaven Friday, or...
Oh, speaking of Outer Heaven, did you end up posting that chapter to the public yet?
Which one?
23?
Oh yeah, that's already up. 23 and 24 are up on Subscribestar. Why?
Oh no, I meant the QQ because I am excited to see the the form response.
23 goes up next Wednesday.
Excellent.
The 23rd.
Excellent. I can feel my body breaking down already.
Good.
No.
The spontaneous failure of noses. By the way, nose. Great. Neither of you is allowed to get sick for the next month. I forbid it.
I already got sick. We're fine.
Why?
Because I will be dragging them to Atlanta.
Big Warhammer thing happening in Atlanta, November.
Yeah.
So if you want to avoid that, maybe stop going to so many places. Person in chat who got COVID the week before last year.
Lamau.
To be fair, I got COVID the week afterwards, so...
I'm not talking to you.
He's talking to the guy who's on a phone right now.
He's talking to the guy who, despite having a terrible immune system, constantly goes to places.
Yes.
In many such cases.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Wow.
I mean, on the one hand, medically, yeah, that's a bad idea. On the other hand, from the, from the lens of Carpe Diem, yeah, go for it.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Fair.
Like I've told Max before, if I die because I ate too many steaks, I don't see that as a loss.
Yeah, good point.
I mean,
bro, your ancestors are gonna be greeting you. It's like, yo, good job, kid. You did what we couldn't. You died from too much red meat.
You died from eating too much steak.
That crazy son of a bitch, he actually did it!
Speaking of commissions, I had a friend offer me money to write him something when he found out that I read fanfiction.
Oh no.
That's a friendship-destroying statement.
Did he like make an alt account to do it, or no?
No, hold on. I'm trying to...
That doesn't translate to writing ability, right?
The math. Hold on. The math symbols are appearing in my vision now.
Uh-huh.
No, I got nothing.
Yeah, that, I'm gonna be honest. That would be like Atin coming to me and being like, "Hey, I want you to write something for me because I heard that you're halfway through the first Lord of the Rings book." Like, what? How does that translate? What?
Hey, I hear you like Lord of the Rings. Can you write me some Twilight fan fiction?
Let me tell you about my Gundam Lord of the Rings crossover.
Oh, that sounds
fucked.
That sounds terrible.
like it would be over so fast. We gotta destroy the ring. Okay, I'll just chuck it to the sun. Oh, okay.
The tags he mentioned
I'm
make
sorry.
me look
I'm sorry.
at it
I'm
in a
imagining
different
them
light
chucking
now.
it into the sun. It doesn't work, and the next several thousand pages are we have to make a Gundam that can go into the sun.
Oh no, it's even worse. It activates in the sun.
The sun layered over by that giant eyeball.
What wins? Sauron? Or any one of the super robots that Gundam created, from God Gundam all the way to Unicorn?
Any standard Gundam.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's rough, Jen. That's rough. The tags he mentioned for the fic he wants me to write makes me look at him in a different light now. It was a decent amount of money since he wanted it for personal use and for it to not be posted online.
We won't hear what the tags are.
I would tell him no.
I feel like he asked me in person and not online because of the tags involved, and he doesn't want it getting back to him.
Oh,
okay. You don't need to name and shame, but you got, okay. Look. On a scale of 1 to the Game Freak leak, where are we?
No, Game Freak leak is that's like 7. That's like 6.
No, that's Game Freak leak is pretty high up there, Sneaky.
Listen. Okay, Sneaky. If the Typhlosion stuff wasn't in there, I'd agree with you. But Typhlosion is in there.
I mean, it's not just
no. See, here's the thing, right? No, the Slay King is honestly worse than Typhlosion.
I mean, they're both bad.
Then there was the thing with Octillery and.
Okay, no, Octillery, whoa. Octillery, that's like a 3. Lapras and Octillery are like a 3.
Sneaky, I'm saying additive. It's all adding together. There's no.
Sure, it's adding together.
I'm not talking about which one's worse than the other. I'm saying if we just add all this together, it just gets worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, I mean, there's always more and it always gets worse. Yes, I'm aware.
Apparently a lot of it is mimicking a lot of old yokai tales too. It's like, oh, right, I forgot.
Yes, yeah. Well,
older cultures fucking weird.
Greek and yokai tales.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, half of the shit that comes from this Pokemon stuff, I'm just like, oh, that's just like standard variety myth shit. I'm like, is there
see the difference here is, right, I would believe the intention of the tales being a more historical callback. If it wasn't all written by the same person, like if it was like a group effort of everyone was like writing like one yokai tale, I'd be like, okay.
No, it could still be one person who's just massively into certain types of.
There's plenty of fucking tales out there of people like having animal brides where animals turned into people.
No, I'm aware. I'm saying, look, I'm saying there's a difference if you're having a potluck and everyone happened to bring beans, and you're having a dinner party and all they're serving is beans.
Yeah. Is it a little bit fucky? Yes, but it's not like there's not a cultural, like...
No, we're not saying there's not a cultural standard. We're saying it's still weird because it's
Yes, it is still weird.
All
right?
I'm saying specifically the fact that it's from one person and that a majority of the stories feature a certain type of myth that they are reflecting.
There's a certain theming, one could say.
It's...
I find it really funny that there's still no Gardevoir myth. That's really funny to me.
Well, no, it's like I told Max
Gardevoir was
earlier.
in there, brother.
No, Gardevoir
it was?
wasn't. No. Gardevoir was not.
Gardevoir apparently hasn't been located in any of those files.
No, fucking Arceus was,
Oh, someone told
apparently.
me that Gardevoir was located.
It was Arceus.
Arceus apparently turned into something that, like, I don't fucking know. It's a god
no,
that turned into a human.
no, Arceus literally just pulled a Zeus. They turned into a really hot-looking human, pretended to be wounded, and then nightingaled the guy taking care of her.
Someone made a joke that they
Which,
basically
I
look
mean,
like
look,
Cynthia, and that's Cynthia's ancestor, and that's kind of funny to me.
On the scale of 1 to what the fuck, a little bit of Zeusing is tame.
Also,
Yeah,
the
that's
sex
pretty
they
cool.
had for that is, by the way, the funniest fucking shit in existence. It was hand-holding, missionary, and sex for procreation.
Oh, okay.
Where's the fucking... Someone made art of it, and I found it on my fucking X timeline. I'm trying to fucking find it. Twitter timeline,
I'm sorry, your what timeline?
My Twitter timeline.
He said X.
I'm sorry, it was a slip of the tongue.
Mods,
be
beat this
ashamed.
man with hammers.
Mods,
please.
file
One of
this
the
man's
mods,
taxes.
You just get started on it.
You're welcome for that one.
He wants it in second person. Oh. Yeah, that's... that definitely
hold up.
changes.
Hold-
Yeah, that definitely has got to change
hold
your
up.
friendship.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
He requests
Yeah.
second person.
Oh,
I'm sorry, you have to kill
yeah.
that
Okay.
man.
The background you just mentioned, bro's probably been repressed his entire life then.
Alternately, bro is having some problems with the wife.
Also, second person, what fucking weirdo requests a story in second person?
The kinds of
Don't do
people...
that,
Yes,
man.
thank you, Aura. Thank you. You found it.
Don't
Yeah.
do that. Only bad people do that.
Yeah, vanilla, hand-holding, childhood friend, sex for procreation purposes. Yeah.
Oh, the most lewd, okay.
He's Arceus Cyneal. Yeah, so...
Arceus, sign here for degenerate.
But, yeah, it's kind of just really like a, the theming on the stories, indicated a certain preference in occurrences, and the lore behind Gardevoir's, it doesn't fit the goal. Shall I phrase it like that? Doesn't fit the goal of what some of those fics were expressing.
Gardevoir is too wholesome for this trash.
Very.
Well, it's both too wholesome, and the variants you could put on it in where it's like, oh, yandere type or whatever is it's actually not very preferenced by women.
Yeah, makes sense.
Also, I don't even want to think about what yandere Gardevoir would
Hello,
do to
Lemay.
you.
Yandere
Probably
Gardevoir
for-
would do
do
very
anything to you.
wholesome things to you. If she would do all
yeah,
of the things to
absolutely.
you.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's what she do to other women
Yeah.
around you that you should worry about.
Yeah, or other Pokemon.
Yes.
Or, God forbid, female Pokemon.
The IRS.
Yes. No, absolutely the IRS.
Anon, I heard you captured another female Pokemon. No, 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 no! It was an accident, I swear to God, I already let them go! Squish.
That's another child payment support.
Well, that's another dead Pokemon.
Anyway, Brockton Bay's Marvelous
the ATF
Mage.
The ATF when your Pokemon opens the door.
Jesus Christ.
The
You
ATF has
don't
a
have level 5 plates.
the ATF keeps shooting my Houndoom. That's a multi-level joke and no one's allowed to explain it.
Oh god.
Brockton Bay's Marvelous Mage. Taken from his home and stranded in the dark world of heroes and villains that he does not recognize, William Caluce must learn to adapt and grow with his magic before the world around him spirals into chaos and death. Will William be able to master magic and grow powerful enough to fight the monstrous fate the world of Worm holds, or will he fold and fail to live up to his potential? Now, I will say, in light of all of this, Dark Wolf Shiro has actually finished a fanfic.
A round of applause, everyone.
Not only that,
Oh.
a worm fanfic. Not only that, a power catalog worm fanfic.
Ooh.
How the fuck did he manage that?
The power of
Profane
horny.
magics.
It's time
If that
to
was the
start.
case, Brian would be done with at least 3 fics.
Somebody load up the Joshua Graham photo.
Yes,
we can't
we-
expect God to do all
He
the work.
finished 2 fics last I heard. Both are worm. What was the second one? I'm talking about recently, because I know he's finished quite a number of his fics. Just none of them are recent. Jin is typing. One of the bakery powers. Oh, one was the thinker. Oh, yeah, no, No! No, the thinker in the bunker? With Lisa. Was that not Fabled Webs? I thought that was Fabled Webs. Hold up. Did they both write a Worm Tinker story? Yeah, I think they did.
Oh, jeez.
No, they both wrote a Worm Tinker story, and it was, yeah, Dark Wolf Shiro finishes. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Though I think his was Tinker of Fiction too, wasn't it? Not a power catalog. I do remember reading the epilogue for that one, yeah. So yeah, congratulations to Wildbell. You know, congratulations to Dark Wolf Shiro. They did what apparently no one writing worm stories can do, is finish a fucking worm story.
I should
Tinker.
fucking hope Wildbow managed to finish a worm story.
Tinker was also the one where he broke more molds, sticking to monogamy. Yes, truly, it was the most impressive instance of Dark Wolf Shiro ever.
He wrote a normal relationship.
Yeah, he wrote a normal monogamous relationship.
You know,
The
that's
most
much more difficult
unrealistic
than you would
part.
think.
Yeah, well, the most
reason.
unrealistic part of the fic was the fact that the couple communicated clearly and efficiently.
Hold
Is
up.
that allowed?
Hold up. He wrote a
Cynical.
healthy relationship too?
Oh yes, yeah, a
Are we
healthy
sure that
relationship,
Dark
yeah.
Wolf Shiro wrote this story?
Yeah, well, no, according to him, he's matured. Which, fair, I suppose.
That's a hell of a maturation jump.
I'm also not sure why Sign of all people is the ones guffawing about that.
Well, you see, because
That's
anyone
right.
telling anyone else that they've matured to sign is a joke, because it's like the 3,000-year-old elf listening to the human child tell him that he's grown up now at the age of
Yes,
16.
basically.
You see, because sign is actually around during the time when Cleopatra ruled.
Hey,
She was
come
hot.
on.
There's a reason that face launched 1,000 ships.
That's rude to Cleopatra.
Yeah, no,
Not that way.
Cleopatra definitely did produce a lot of semen.
Yes, unironically.
You see,
That entire
Cleopatra had a
war.
dick.
No.
Huh?
No.
No, that entire war was a giant love triangle where she convinced other people to get into wars over her.
Oh, yes. Deeply impressive.
Funnily enough, both finished stories had heroic main characters, while all his villainous main characters continue to get rebooted or unfinished. Yep, that is true.
Yeah.
It turns out when you solve the problem, you don't need to keep writing more problems.
Yeah.
Stop
What
writing
if
stupid, edgy villain characters?
we solved the problems? Yay!
Yeah, it turns out when you don't engage in the PvP that is writing a villainous main character, your books are easier to finish. Someone should tell Wildbow that.
No,
do not
but
believe
he
you
knows
believe-
all his characters aren't villains, though. They're all
Right, I
don't
forgot,
believe
yeah,
those
all of Wildbow's characters are moral, upstanding citizens.
Doubt.
LeMay says, has there been a surge in Pokemon Fix due to the Game Freak leaks? Well, the Game Freak leaks were pretty recent. I think maybe there might have been a bunch of...
time.
Well,
Yeah, there hasn't been
maybe
enough
there's been like a
time.
bunch of one-shots, like a 1,000-word
Well,
stories, but like...
There's
I don't
been
really
one-shots,
consider those. Yeah.
one-shots, pictures, art, whatever.
1 second.
Yeah, I don't really consider those stories. That's a
Yes.
1K word story is like when someone sketches out a rough outline of what possibly might be construed as an owl if you squint.
You're not going to that place, Jin.
AO3 probably, but I refuse to go there. Yeah, well, I would never go to AO3. See, the problem with AO3 is that I would get myself banned by Twitch, not because of the content in the stories, because we would never even reach the stories. It's because the content in the tags would either be explicit material, or it would launch me into a rant about what the tags were, and that would get me banned for saying naughty things on Twitch. So, yeah, we don't go to AO3.
We do not
yeah,
go
so
to AO3. It is a city place.
Let's queue up these 3 stories here, because these 3 are especially fucking stupid. So we will queue these up here, and then we'll bring ourselves over to the video game section for Pokemon, and we'll see what the Pokemon section has.
Ew, boy.
Apply that. Okay. So let's start by covering the Marvelous Mage story and see how the structure and narrative is on this, because I'm sure it will be flawless and riveting. I shifted around on my seat, making sure most of my body was hidden by the bus stop's protective wall. I knew the bus didn't come by here for at least another 15 minutes, and by then I would hopefully be long gone. Or I would be, as long as the young girl I was keeping an eye on left her house when she usually did. I paused. So you're stalking someone. Great way to start off the story. I paused, letting my previous thoughts run through my head, rolling my eyes when I realized how strange it sounded. No, it doesn't sound strange.
It sounds demented. You're demented.
Yeah.
You're a stalker.
It just sounds really, worrying.
I'm sure it's fine.
If you stopped at the part of hopefully I would be gone before the bus arrives, that would be strange. But you're saying hopefully I'm gone before the bus arrives because I'm stalking this one girl and she usually leaves her house at this time because I've previously stalked this girl to keep track of her time schedule. That leaves the realm of strange.
That enters the realm of hello, police.
Yeah. It was thoughts like that, as well as other equally surreal moments. I mean, okay. That made me stop and question my sanity. I'm not really sure what sanity has to do with stalking a young girl. Like, you haven't given us any other examples yet so far, and the only example we have to work off with is stalking a young girl, and you're like, well, I must be insane to stalk this young girl. No,
I mean,
sanity
are,
has nothing to do with that. I mean, mentally damaged, certainly. But, I feel like, we're not in the 800s anymore. We don't use insane to refer to the entire DSM-4.
Only most of it.
Yeah. It's been nearly a week since I found myself here, in a world that, on the surface, seemed familiar, but on closer inspection was so radically different. I really kind of have to disagree with you, because on the surface, Earth-Bet is nothing like our planet. Like, Europe has collapsed. They are not a functioning state anymore. Africa's just worse. Somehow.
I thought in Earth-Bet, Europe was mostly...
No.
Most places in Europe were still running.
Yo.
Yes, but no. Basically, the super Nazis had a resurgence and, like, controlled Germany. And then there's, like, 3 hyper murderers running around killing the political leaders of a bunch of different countries in Europe, called, like, the 3 blasphemies or some shit.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
I recall the blasphemies.
Yeah, so, the fact that the super Nazis are now controlling Germany and no one's really done anything to stop them, I'm gonna make the objective opinion be that Europe has fallen. Billions must die.
Fair.
I feel like that's an extreme decision to make, but okay.
Are you saying if the Fourth Reich, swastikas and all, resurged in Germany tomorrow, we would all just sit there and be like, oh cool, Germany got some new clothes?
Well,
not
some
immediately.
might.
I'm talking about countries, not people.
Oh, countries? No. Countries would...
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
No, hang on. I don't think they legally could do anything about it if Germany hadn't done anything.
Yeah, because that stopped us so many times before.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
Legalities is really stopping Russia. They're really adhering to the treaty they signed when Ukraine gave them their nukes.
Well,
Yeah.
no, hang on. You have to remember that Germany is a big supplier of certain things in Europe right now. So if they sanction Germany, they lose that, their natural gas, their oil that they're getting from that country.
They could
Right.
also argue
coming up
that,
for winter.
per Germany's own constitution,
which leads
Germany's
into
own
my opinion that Europe has fallen.
Also, remember, per Germany's own constitution, they would want other countries to intervene.
True.
Unless they change that constitution, which a populist uprising would have the force
Sure,
to do
but-
so.
But
Right, but
that
my point,
constitution still exists. A nation could go, well,
you're not
Germany
legitimate, blah
themselves
blah
said,
blah. Yeah.
don't let us do this
Yeah,
again.
you're not legitimate.
But that leads to my point, though, is whether it's by military means or economic means, a victory is still a victory. If the rest of the countries around Germany, when Germany reforms the Fourth Reich, don't fight Germany and instead let Germany become the Fourth Reich, then that's an economic victory, and they've won, so Europe has fallen, which is my point. So, anyway, China somehow gets worse. India somehow gets worse.
Well, here's the thing. It's really not that hard to believe China somehow gets worse because
No, it really is.
Well, no, because as things currently stand in China, it's one excessively large country made up of. It's the United States, but there's no sense of national unity.
No, I'm
Except
aware.
the unity enforced by a police state.
Right, no, I'm aware, but my point is, by somehow gets worse, I mean, China's pretty terrible already in terms of
Yeah.
living conditions, and somehow, with Worm, the Yakuza rise up and take control of China, and proceed to somehow be worse than the CCP towards its citizens.
It'd be the
yeah.
triads as well.
Triads, right, my bad, whatever. Generic insert mafia flavor here.
Ooh,
Don't
don't let
tell
the
them
actual
that.
triad hear you say that.
I wouldn't let the Yakuza hear you say that either.
No, not the mafia either.
What?
No, the Mafia might have a good laugh about it, to be fair.
World's Deadliest Warrior said that the Mafia can take on the Yakuza any day.
Oh no.
We're gonna trust the guy who was coked out for 90% of the show.
Hey, to be fair, so would I. Isn't Germany technically in control of the EU? No, I don't think Merkel is the chancellor of the EU anymore.
No, but technically Germany is.
Well, yes, technically Germany is, because they have a large economic power block, a large political power block, and, you know, the rest of the EU is effectively living off of Germany's money. So,
Yes.
yes, they are technically in control of the EU.
And Germany doesn't even have its own weapons for its army. They're not
What-
allowed to drill with guns.
What do you-
Yeah.
What are you?
What-
They have guns.
They have
They have
guns.
to drill with broomsticks.
Okay, where the fuck are you getting that, dude?
I would love to see a picture.
Hang
I
on.
would love to see a picture because then I could fucking see it's either AI or some other bullshit. Because that sounds like it's pulled from somebody's ass.
Did the boom boom fall for the AI again?
That would be funny. That's why I like
'Cause
to see these
that
pictures.
sounds like Russian
Here you
propaganda
go.
to me. That sounds
Washington
like
Post.
Russian propaganda.
Post.
Germany army so under-equipped it uses broomsticks.
It's what I'm just gonna go ahead and post this one character, and you will know exactly
Oh,
what it
this
means.
is this has a 2015 timestamp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does
9
have a
years old.
2015 timestamp. Yeah. Yeah.
I believe they might have at one point, but
They ain't now.
I've seen a lot of German soldiers with this little thing called the G36.
No, yeah, no, they actually do have weapons, but
No, I'm
No, but-
pulling you're pulling this out of your ass.
Yeah, I'm gonna
No,
need
he's
some
not.
proof that it's a more well, no, it happened. We just need proof that it's still happening.
Yeah.
It is definitely not
Oh,
happening
fair.
anymore.
Cause that now
If-
sign
if you-
that was 7 years ago.
that's not
No,
that fucking long ago.
7?
No, that's 10 years ago, Sneaky.
Well,
That's
no.
Nine.
fucking
9
long
years.
ago.
Nine!
Almost 10.
Nine,
Any
but
of you people do math?
No.
I can't
I
do
passed
that.
statistics.
Okay. Nose
Fair.
gets a pass because he's an orc player, and the only math he understands is Unga Bunga.
okay, but he also works in a bank, helping people directly
Yeah,
with
he
the
doesn't.
money and their
Max,
accounts.
he
That doesn't
works in a
matter.
bank. He doesn't understand what numbers are. We all know that bankers don't actually know what numbers are.
We know what
No.
numbers are. We just don't.
Oh,
tell the
I
consumer.
would love you. I would love you to introduce your bankers to me sometime so I can laugh at them.
No. See, we understand what math is. We just don't tell the consumer because it's meant to confuse you.
See, I passed statistics.
Accurate.
That's how I got through college. Is they were like, you have to take a math class, and I was like, ha, fuck, statistics.
I was gonna say, isn't statistics like the easiest fucking math class?
Yeah,
Absolutely, it is.
bro. The teacher walked in on the first day, and he was like, "All right, guys, I'm here to teach you how to lie, cheat, and steal your way to an A 100% of the time." I'm like, that's statistics I can get
Nice.
behind.
See, my issue is for my math class, I took a business class for some reason, and that did not go well.
Yeah,
But-
so like
no,
quite literally.
For racial bonuses, you're a Greek Jew.
Oh
you're-
no! So
Mm,
see, 1, fuck yourself. 2, I failed the class because the entire class was just like, on the first day, he's like, we're gonna grade this class based on how you want it to be done, and it was like we can pick our own like.
what the
Yeah.
fuck does that mean?
So
Ugh.
basically, everyone picked like what people were going to be graded on, and 95% of the class chose the last paper as 95% of our grade.
Oh, they're
The
retarded.
fools.
Yup. So you
See-
can imagine what happened when I get fucking sick as motherfucker, and I can't really do the
Oh,
paper.
that was that week. Oh, dude,
rough.
you were a. I saw this man. He looked like a Nurgle cultist.
It was
Uh,
bad.
Yeah, see, for statistic tests, we had to make up numbers and then explain why our made up numbers made sense as an answer.
So all statistics, yes, you were demonstrating in real life.
Yes, that's quite literally was his point. Is that he wasn't teaching us like he did teach us like how to, rationalize statistics and the Bayes method and whatever, right? But for testing purposes, he was like, "All right, here's the math problem. You have to give me statistics and why it's right, and you can't use any math in your explanation."
Okay,
The
It was
feed.
like,
you're just bullshit.
okay. Germany has U.S. bases. It's a sign of weakness. Yeah, I mean, like, it's like, look, it's when we have the two largest militaries in the world. Like the classic example of the Air Force is the largest Air Force, and the U.S. Navy is the second largest Air Force. All of that fun stuff. I mean, it's kind of hard to say no to us because we're providing 100% of the military defense of your country.
Yeah.
Also,
And
I was going to
And
say,
if you-
Adam, do you want to
name-
hear the story of why I was Nurgle cultist that week?
No.
Okay.
No.
you
I don't care how
literally
many
cannot
toilets you
name a
lick.
U.S.
No,
Ugh.
that wasn't gonna say why. It's dumb, but it's not. I'm a fucking retard dumb. Anyway, continue.
Did it involve Paige?
No.
Anyway, continue.
Yes, continue.
Yeah. You can't name a U.S. allied country that does not have a U.S. base in it. There are none.
Well, that's because they're
Yep.
all vassals.
Yes, they're all vassal states at this point.
Anyway.
Listen,
I kind of feel sorry for Russia.
you shouldn't.
I shouldn't, but I mean, we did agree to a deal, and then we kind of, slowly said fuck the deal and stepped closer and closer.
They
and
also
closer,
agreed to several deals and then said fuck those deals, sir.
until we're basically standing in their face, and they're going, "Stop touching me! Stop touching me! Stop touching me!"
Hey, maybe if they hadn't kept arming their borders, the people around them wouldn't have said, "Yes, I'd like to join the I don't like Russia club."
Yes,
Yeah.
but those countries weren't supposed to join the I Don't Like Russia Club because they were supposed to be the buffer
Yeah,
zone
then Russia should
between
have stopped
Russia
making
and
fucking side eyes at him and trying to say, "Here, drink this, I bought it for you."
Yeah, it's a very mixed bag. It's not really surprising, however. Knowing Russia's history, Ukraine's name is literally border country. So,
I mean, think about it this way: if China, for instance, started buying up cities wholesale in Mexico and putting military bases a mile in on the Mexican border, how would America react to that?
well, considering
Probably,
that they're buying up cities in Africa and putting military bases along the borders.
it's Africa. No one gives a fuck.
Yeah,
I
true.
mean,
If you're stupid, you don't.
yeah,
Yeah,
Africa
exactly.
has some of the best
exactly.
mineral
Yeah,
deposits.
that's kind of his point.
Yeah, that was
Um,
my point. Morons don't give a fuck. And who does most of the voting in the United States?
Well, it's not just the fucking voters; it's the fucking politicians.
Politicians.
It's everyone. The military, blah blah blah. It's all that fun fucking stuff. But anyway, let's talk more about this guy stalking a young girl.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh,
see.
let's.
On closer inspection, suburban streets, teenage girl flying through the air, dressed in a tiara and a golden outfit. Hello, my name is William Clowes, I say in my head, to myself. I am 28 years old. I'm currently narrating to myself, technically homeless and No, 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 no. There's no technically about it. If you own a home you are not able to get to, you are homeless.
Thought that technically stranded, not technically homeless.
No, it's technically homeless. There's
Okay,
no
then, yeah, if you
technically
don't own a
about it.
home-
If you own a home and you can't get to it because you're in a different dimension, you are homeless.
Guess what? You're homeless in a different dimension.
If you fly to Mexico and lose your passport and can't get home, you're homeless.
You're homeless.
Yeah,
And
you're
also
homeless.
fucked.
You also
Yeah,
are
well-
probably now missing your liver, but
Yeah.
No, you just have to get very familiar with shoving small packets of substances up your butt.
Get real comfortable with that.
I was currently sitting on a street that looked no different, blah, 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 right? Stranded on a version of Earth that made my Earth's 2020 look like a paradise of calm, certainty, and bountiful prosperity. Okay, well, if we're talking about our Earth 2020, I mean, things were looking up.
2020 things weren't looking quite so bad. I mean, they were. Don't get me wrong, they weren't looking great either, but they weren't looking so bad.
No,
Yeah.
come on, we don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah, so we know. I'm a mage in a world with no magic. This was a recent development, in fact, and it was one of the several things about my new life was the right word, I supposed. Yes, it is your new life. Look, if you are kidnapped and given a gun and then kicked out of the plane over the jungles of Vietnam, A, you are now homeless. B, it is your life now. You are not able to just put down the gun and go home.
Congratulations, son. You work for the U.S. Army. You've been conscripted in a less violent fashion than half of the army.
Yeah, true.
Oh, are we not supposed to mention that anymore?
But point being, though, right, is that yes, it's life. It's like, oh, am I going crazy by calling this my new life? Yes! You! Oh!
Deep breath, Sneaky. Deep breath.
I hate normies so much.
I don't know what you have against the Normans of the world, but they probably deserve it.
They made England.
True.
That's true.
True.
I think we can all agree that England is God's third mistake.
But anyway, we're not going to get into the first two, and no one should bring them up at all. Point being, though, is that earlier... where was it? Where was it? Earlier. Here it is. Right, yeah, so... There's this fucking space battle story. Or questionable questing story. That I will link in the chat. Because it is fucking awful. This fucking shit is dog shit, right? So this is why I'm saying I hate normies, because I've been trying to branch out, to read more original stuff, once again. And every time I dip my fucking toe into the creative writing section, I regret it. So, the wild tale of Cyril Leon is offensive to me for multiple levels, right? So level 1, the guy's formatting is dog shit. We're talking about, like, entire pages of nothing as spacing.
Yep.
Like, he'll do the chapter title, paragraph space, period, paragraph space, period, paragraph space, period, paragraph space, date and time, paragraph space, period, paragraph space, period, paragraph space, paragraph space, period, paragraph space, period, paragraph space, period, name of the person, paragraph space, period, paragraph space, period, the actual fucking chapter.
I was concerned that you'd become stuck in a loop.
Damn,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, can someone turn Sneaky off and on again?
Somebody reboot him.
Hit the fucking reboot at him.
Reboot him with a boot.
Is there another kind of maintenance?
Well,
Sign, we don't want to know what kind of maintenance you're thinking of. And get that Chobot out of here.
I've read this, and if you skim it, it's not a horrible story, but if you try to read it properly, these issues stand out. No, hold on. I have not even gotten into why it's terrible.
Oh, God.
Oh,
no.
dear.
Okay, so this fucking story. So the premise of this story is the main character dies. The god of light and darkness come before him in the afterlife and say, hey, buddy, you don't have any gods in your world, so you actually don't have an afterlife. We are offering you the one-time chance of being reincarnated into a world you know, Ruby, because we are the gods of light and darkness from Ruby, to settle a dispute we are having with each other. And, because we want to keep Ruby as a control group, we created a second Ruby, a Ruby V2. And we are going to send you to it with some power-ups, and we want you to prove one of us right. We're not going to explain to you our arguments. Do you accept? He's like, well, can I change out the big power-up for a bunch of smaller power-ups? They're like, well, that's kind of cool. Actually, you know what? Sure, fuck it. Can I ask what changes you made to Ruby V2? No, you can't. But we did make a lot of them. Minor ones, sort of. And a big one, but, you know,
You'll figure that one
spoilers,
out.
You'll figure it out eventually. And he's like, well, okay. Do I get to choose my power-ups? No.
We may or may not have made Ruby go through a speedy arc.
So anyway, He
You
gets
don't
his
get to pick your
power-ups.
power-ups. The last person that did it said they wanted Gmod powers. The world didn't recover.
No. The thing is that no one got the power-up so far because no one's taken the deal because no one wanted to go to Ruby.
I mean, yes, that's fair. But
Nobody was stupid enough.
Yeah. So anyway, he did get to select one of his minor power-ups, which was that he was a mage in Ruby.
Minor. A mage.
Small bonus.
Well, you have to keep in mind.
I'm sorry, that's.
Yeah. He doesn't get to choose his semblance, but he did get to choose the fact that he's a mage.
Bro. First of all, you're Salem's new pet. Second of all...
Yeah, so the gods do explicitly point out, are you sure you want to be a mage? You are basically going to be a solar flare for both Ozma and Salem. Yes. Okay.
Can't say we didn't warn you.
We're not going to be giving you, like, any sort of gamer interface. The last, 20 people decided they wanted that, and, that's bullshit, so we're not doing that. So
we know how that works, and the answer is no.
You're going to have to figure this shit out yourself. We're not giving you a guide to magic. Are you sure you want to do magic? Yes. Okay. Here's your magic.
Easiest way to lose your fucking everything instantly.
So anyway, he gets incarnated into Ruby. Alright? And the story opens up with him being in the shop from dusk till dawn, as it's being robbed by Roman Torchwick.
Because of course it does. Why else would it?
And so he knocks out and breaks the arm of one of the thugs that try to rob him as Ruby takes care of the main plot. Except he's also got silver eyes, and Ruby notices this, and then drops the bomb on him that silver eyes are publicly known and their superpowers are publicly known in this AU. Also,
that's some bullshit.
Ruby's a wolf girl.
What?
A wooby.
She's a wooby.
A wooby.
Silence. Game Freak employee.
No, she's not a furry. She's just a wolf faunus with, 2 faunus traits, which all faunus have now, has the tails and the ear.
That's not how that works.
Well, they changed it, so it works like that now.
It is now.
Yes, so like I said, the whole thing is just main character stumbles his way through the fucking story as he bitches, whines, moans, and shits and pisses himself about how everything's different. And literally the story, you guys are all aware of the meme about what...
deal.
Yes.
Who the fuck is lame?
Well,
my
you see, the main character actually rationalized the whole dream, the whole thing with the gods as just a dream and not real, so immediately ignored all information given to him by the gods.
Oh, so he's retarded.
Yes. And the author even tries to call it out early on in the first chapter of his father always called him strong and stupid.
Author,
you get what you
acknowledging that your main character is dumber than a sack of hammers did not fix the problem.
No, it doesn't.
I mean,
so anyway, the main character
is...
Yeah.
Your character's flawed. Okay, we get it. Okay? Make it interesting for us.
Yeah, no, that doesn't happen at all. Instead, the main character pisses and shits himself for the next 5 chapters.
Author, I don't know how to tell you this, but reading about a 1-int Fallout playthrough takes a very specific kind of writing, and you don't have it.
Yeah. So, anyway, upon meeting Ruby and finding out this information, the main character pisses and shits himself and runs away from the plot, thinking that if he can run fast enough, he'll be able to outrun getting caught up in canon. This is literally the author's words.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Bro, you're a mage in Ruby. Even if you don't know anything about what the gods said, and you dismiss it all as a dream, you should know enough to rationalize that you are a mage in Ruby. you will not escape the plot. You have
Assuming you
become
know canon.
the plot.
Well,
yeah, you are now a plot point.
actually, you see, the
Also,
problem here,
A statistic.
as we quickly find out in chapter 3, sorry, 4, the, what's that? Dad?
What?
you
I
say
said that also you're a statistic. Being
Yes.
of age in Ruby, you're about to become a statistic. A kidnapping
Absolutely.
statistic.
True. But anyway, so it gets worse. So what we find out is actually there's no canon at all. No canon at all. And why is there no canon, you might be asking, Sneaky? Well, you see, hypothetical viewer.
Hypothetical strawman viewer.
Yes. The thing is that at the end of the 5th chapter, God, this is the whole fucking thing. So anyway, yeah, so at the end of the 5th chapter-ish, I forget. Okay, I'm not even fucking bothering anymore. At some point early on in the story, we immediately find out from the Omake bonus section of the chapter,
Jesus fuck.
which, by the way, is separated from the main section of the chapter by, about 8 paragraph space, paragraph, period, paragraph spaces.
Kill him with hammers!
Yes.
This is where the author puts in not omakes. That's right! The omake section is being used to tell the story from other people's points of view. And they're all canon.
My god, you
So it's a
can't be
stinger.
That's stupid.
They're not stingers, though, because none of them are, like, really cliffhangery. They're just... this part of the plot's from a different person's perspective. Explaining their thoughts and reasoning.
You can put sections like that in, sure, but
Not
just
at
simply
the end of every
omake
chapter.
Section.
At the
Yeah,
end of every
no,
chapter,
that's
marked
iffy.
off as the omake.
No, wait, explicitly marked as omaki?
He just
Like
said that.
labeled as omaki? No.
It's
no,
called the bonus section, but there's
If it's called the bonus section, it shouldn't be telling main
it
story
shouldn't
stuff.
be.
Yeah, so
No.
anyway, as I was saying, right? So we find out in one of the chapter's bonus sections that there is no canon anymore because Salem is still horny for Ozpin. They're still divorced, but she's just a useless slush drunk now who likes to drunk dial Ozpin whenever she gets drunk enough to go fuck him.
What?
Okay, you
So
have
she's-
my interest. That's
She's
funny.
a schnee?
Yeah.
Yes.
The Schnees are descendants, obviously.
But yeah, so that's what the audience gets told, right? So now we have to endure 4 more chapters of the main character pissing and shitting themselves about what changes the gods could have possibly made to the storyline. Right, you would think normally this would be sort of like something that would be dropped in there once, Salem gets revealed to the rest of us as like a more harmless version of her. So we find out at the same time the main character finds out. No. You see, the author doesn't understand what the fuck pacing is. So the author instead tells the audience that everything the main character is concerned about and everything that is going on in the story is completely the main character's fault at all time for making completely baseless, faulty assumptions because the author is trying to write a stupid person thinking they're smart.
That hurts my head.
Yes, so it gets worse. So the main character proceeds to
course.
piss and shit themselves and goes off and finds a motel to stay in Vale still, of course, obviously. Pays $250 a night for this motel room.
Jesus.
Which, like, Jesus Christ. Like, only
Bro,
gets
that
a
is some-
couple...
Vegas hotel room levels.
Yeah. Like, only gets like a couple. No, not even. I paid like $100 a night in Vegas.
It depends on the time of year
That's the
and how
middle of
early you
summer.
book.
We booked like a week beforehand.
In the middle of summer?
Yeah.
Yeah, they must not have been very busy. No cons or
That's
anything.
mildly, but yeah. Anyway. Point being, so basically, like, dude barely runs away from the crime scene to find a motel, stays in the motel, completely just disregards the information he's just been handed about how, him meeting the gods is apparently a dream to him right now, but maybe it wasn't a dream, maybe it was real after all. As if you'd be questioning, like, bro, you're in Ruby now. Like,
Did I maybe meet eldritch beings that sent me somewhere? Bro, you're actively talking to them. You're here. You're a mage.
it's just like,
Nah, I'm
why
not
are
doing
you denying this? But yeah, he's like, oh, maybe it was a dream. But anyway, so he ignores the information he got from Ruby about how silver eyes are a very popular and known thing now. So, he shows off his silver eyes to the hotel receptionist, who then posts about it on Facebook
Oh no.
with a picture of him.
Oh no.
So, of course, Ozpin immediately finds him,
As
because
if the
all they
magic
had to
wouldn't
do
give it
was
away.
search for silver eyes and sort by recent on Facebook and Twitter.
You know that's just an RSS feed he's got set up.
Probably.
Bro, he's got set up. It's probably one of the default Facebook posts at this point.
Yeah, most likely.
Like, if they're super well known and super well liked, the government's looking for that tag.
Not only
Yeah.
is the government
Popular
looking for
tag.
that tag, bro, you're also going to have people going through that tag. There's going to be the fucking elf poster. There's going to be people like trying to get silver eyes through contacts or like spray painting their eyes or some
Yeah,
dumb shit.
cosplaying as the silver eyes, all that shit. Yeah, 100%. And anyway, so he gets immediately found out because he just ignores everything. Because clearly going to sleep will fix the dream he's having.
Bro.
So
clearly never seen Inception. That's just not a good idea.
That's not a good
Right.
idea. Yeah.
So
I
anyway,
am
it
having
gets
a bad
worse.
dream. I shall go to sleep.
So anyway, Crow shows up and he pisses and shits himself again. And then is hostile towards Crow, and then Crow knocks him out. As he's saying, what are you gonna do, knock me out?
Yes.
Why would you be... I'm sorry. I'd actually be pretty relieved to see Crow, because he's probably not there to kill me.
So
Right?
anyway, he's brought before Ozpin. And he's hostile towards Ozpin, because what if Ozpin in this AU is evil?
Bro!
You shut the fuck up with your Dumbledore is the real evil person shit to your fix.
Well,
And that was the moment where I just stopped. The Salem moment combined with the I'm not going to ally myself with Ozpin because what if in this reality he's a master manipulator who's evil who secretly wants to kill humanity?
Hey, maybe you should join him and try to figure that out before burning that bridge, Buttercup.
But I'm honestly thankful I don't remember any of this. Oh, it was so fucking bad. And then combine that with his fucking chapter spacing, it was like literal torture. You are now in Ruby. I will make it everyone else's problem.
Snubby.
It's Ruby,
Snubby.
but Ruby gets the butcher's nails when she goes to Beacon.
That sounds awful.
Yes.
We will never have a Snoopy fic. Rest in peace.
Sign, I
And
know what I'm
whose
going to
problem
pay you
is
to
that?
write.
May.
No.
Is this supposed to be a dark comedy? If you're talking about the worm fic, no. If you're talking about the Ruby fic, also no.
Yeah, you know, this author's not that clever, and his characters even more like. If I found out that Salem is actually not, it's just actually just completely harmless, and just spends her days getting drunk and trying to get Ozpin to like have the occasional one night stand, I'd be relieved. Like, oh, great.
Yep.
There's no active threat to the world. Humanity has a chance against the Grim. Awesome. I'm gonna go be a farmer somewhere in Vale.
This is fantastic news. Death is not guaranteed.
Yeah.
Let's go see if Salem wants a booty call.
Of course
mean-
you would say that.
Who doesn't?
Obviously.
I mean, yes.
Most relatable version of Salem.
Mm-hmm.
I got drunk and dialed my ex.
The only dark comedy is that we tune in every time for this podcast knowing what we're gonna get. Yes. Dude.
That's not dark comedy, that's just masochism.
It's
So, yeah, anyway,
insanity.
this worm story is just almost as bad, to be honest, in terms of my opinion of it when it comes to, like, these whole... It's this new... I'm not even going to say trend, but it's this new... flavoring? Where it's like all of these average IQ midwits are trying to write stories now, but they're trying to write the story as if their character was smarter than they are. But they're also not smart enough to comprehend how to think a person smarter than them might think.
So it sounds like magic.
Yes. And it's just really painful to read and listen to. Because the justifications and like the jokes read off like something I would see from The Big Bang. You know?
Oof.
Like a little bit too far, a little bit over explained, not quite hitting the mark, a little bit too much parody.
But don't you know it was funny? Just turn on the laugh track.
Yeah. What's really funny is that I've never laughed at The Big Bang.
It actually got one chuckle out of me. A single joke.
Oh yeah,
And it
no,
was-
there's been times or two where I've been like, all right, that was okay.
But the joke, the one joke that got me to chuckle, had nothing to do with their usual humor. It was just really
Oh, yeah.
good setup and timing.
Yeah.
Like, why can't you guys make more of this? Like, it's a whole lead up of them being like complimenting each other. And he gets to the last guy and is like, "You set me up to fail every time," because there's no one else for him to continue the compliment chain towards. It's like, all right, that was funny. That was well timed. It was well set up, and the punchline was great.
That is actually pretty good, yeah.
Why can't you do this more often?
What baffles me more, right, is that they wanted to, in Big Bang, to write a story about four nerds post-initial college sharing an apartment in a city because it's cheaper as they work on their masters and PhDs or whatever. That could be for a funny story because nerds, if you let them make the nerd jokes, can be fairly funny, as we all saw when we all met up.
Well, the thing is, they were doing nerd jokes that a bunch of 30-year-old men thought were nerd jokes.
No, it
that they
wasn't even a
heard
bunch
from
of
someone else.
jokes that 30-year-old men thought were nerd jokes. It was what a bunch of 30-year-old art majors thought.
Thought were nerd jokes. Also,
See, I didn't
were
want
the
to
writers?
use
because
that
like
slur.
for them, the
So
peak of nerd jokes is 3 guys and a girl sitting in a room screaming about Halo, and one of them goes, "You need to stop her. All I've got left, I've only have a needler and I'm all out of ammo." First of all, you have the needler. You're a bad person for playing that, for doing that in multiplayer.
True.
Second of all, just go beat them up. Also,
the only joke
also,
I've ever laughed at for
any
Big Bang
running out
Theory
of
was
run out of ammo in any Halo game, bro. You're not that good.
you
Yeah.
are not that good. The only joke I've laughed about from the Big Bang Theory was the one joke they had of the people just picking up tanks regardless of the house rules or not.
Okay, so
Okay, yeah.
so I'm reading the show creators were Chuck Lorre, which I mean, king of sitcoms, completely understandable. You know, 2.5 Men actually had some quality comedy in it.
At least until Charlie Sheen got too cooked out.
Well, yeah, obviously, but then Bill Prady, this dude is some 50-year-old midlife crisis fat. I don't even want to call him a nerd. He's probably not even a nerd. He probably like, okay, career, early life. He worked at Radio Shack, created the File Pro software for a micro. Okay, so he was a programmer who never went to college. Yes, okay, so he never went to college and was handed an honorary membership. Okay. Yeah, so he never went to college, but he learned programming and he worked at Radio Shack. And he's autistic and Jewish.
Many such cases.
And he's 64 actually.
Jesus.
Yeah, so he's an out-of-touch boomer who's never actually talked to the people he's parodying. Trying to make a sitcom about them under the stereotypes that his generation created about them. I'm not surprised at all this fucking show is so terrible.
Makes sense.
I'm not shocked at all.
It also explains why certain age demographics found it funny.
The boomers?
Yeah, it kind of matched the humor they grew up with.
Yeah. Well, it was also
well,
making fun of our generation, which
Sorry, it matched the humor they grew up with in regards to what they believed smart people jokes were and all that.
yeah, well, yeah, smart people jokes and making fun of our generation, which is, you know, the two things they do. Remember, this was made for, I know it was made for millennials, but it was not. It was made for boomers and Gen
Yeah,
X.
it was made for millennials in the same way that the Silent Hill 2 remake is made for modern audiences.
Yeah. Real. But yeah, so it's just, I'm sorry, but like, it was so fucking awful. But that's the sort of humor I'm seeing very frequently now. The Sherlock Holmesian, the Big Bangian. I'm stupid and I know how to type words onto a page, so I'm gonna post what I think smart people think. In between my spoonfuls of glue.
No, don't eat the glue. We need that for the figurines.
Too
No,
late, they
actually,
already
do
ate
eat
the
that glue.
figurines.
Do eat that glue.
Anyway, so a familiar voice whispers in my ear. I'm just thinking. Comforting sensation wraps around me. I died, then I woke up in the ethereal dimension. Then the entities came. I could feel their presence. I had been chosen. I was being taken, and I was being put somewhere else as a forced after-death adventure. And I was informed that I had no choice in this. I had the oddest sensation that someone pissed them off. Okay. Thankfully, they gave me 2 boons as a reluctant apology for not caring about what I wanted. Huh?
Shut the fuck up.
The first power I was given was immunity to thinkers, with a pinch of ignore me, it's someone else's problem. To keep me
Accept
from being
field thinker immunity.
Yeah. To keep me from being immediately attacked for not belonging. At the same time, I have no idea where I was going, and I'd only been mildly thankful. I mean, a SEMP field is really fucking useful no matter where you go.
Yeah.
Forced after-death adventure sounds like lingo of special military operation. Yeah, it does a little bit, doesn't it?
You're getting isekai'd.
Alright, kid, this is a black book isekai. If you get found out, we disclaim all knowledge of you.
Meanwhile, the rookie he's explaining this to, like, what?
All
You
right,
do that?
listen, kid. Your
Black
job.
book isekai?
All right, listen, kid. We're going to isekai you into a fantasy world. It's rich and lush and full of resources. Your job is to convince them to invade us with a gate so we have a justifiable cause to capitalize the shit out of them.
Wait, does that mean Truck-kun is all assassination attempts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna. fucking
Truck-kun
write
is
that
the...
stupid story.
Indeed, Truck-kun is the
that is
assassin...
already a- that
not
is already a
Truck-kun is
story
an
somewhere.
assassin.
Oh, no, Truck-kun is the assassin of the celestial bureaucracy. And it's to kill the heroes before they can become heroes. But they end up in another world because of the reincarnation cycle and become heroes anyway.
Not their
Help!
problem anymore.
Help! The people I'm murdering keep becoming heroes.
And now they're coming for me.
Oh man, I'm sure glad I killed that one person that was bothering me all those years ago. Now I get to be a demon king in this world, and you just hear Bale in the distance.
Fucking damn it.
God damn!
Shit.
Curse you, Bell. Yes, thank you.
Oh god, there's fucking JoJo.
You've been reincarnated. You've been reincarnated in the fantasy world. As soon as you spawn in, you just hear in the distance. No.
What was that? You cut out.
Is that Lex
"Ah."
Luthor or Kingpin?
That's
That's Lex
Lex.
Luthor.
Lex.
When Lex finally fucks up.
I mean, that's literally what that's from. Lex fucked up so hard he got Superman really fucking pissed.
I
Hold
saw
on.
that one image and what exactly did he do? I'm just genuinely curious.
It's Lex.
Max, by the way, I know you'll probably never play the game enough to enjoy it, but with the new Dark Horizons DLC, because this picture just reminded me, they revamped the fragment system. You know, those little relic fragments you could attach to your heart object that gave you minuscule, almost useless bonuses.
Yeah, I think that was part of the reason I dropped the game, because get out of here with your 3% bullshit.
Yeah, they've completely revamped it, so now you can upgrade it. You can play gacha. Yeah. You can play
Okay.
gacha on the fragments now, and by sacrificing the fragment, meaning you have to go get it again, which, I mean, isn't too hard if you have enough relic dust, you increase your chances of gachaing that fragment. And now the crystal you attach the fragments to has 51 levels. And when you feed enough XP to the crystal, it levels up and it gives you 3 cards. And depending on the weighted chances that you created, and then just also RNG, you pick one of the power-ups, which is from the entire selection list of relic fragments. And then you can do that 5 times for 5 different powers, but wait, there's more. If you get each of those relic power fragments up to +5 at minimum, some of them will combine with other ones, like mod power duration and mod power and mod duration, and then they'll turn into one single slot fusion, which means you can actually get up to like
That just sounds like entirely too much goddamn work.
Oh, it is
Did you
100%.
Say they put a Skinner box inside a Skinner box inside a Skinner box.
But wait, there's more.
Box.
But wait, there's another Skinner box. I haven't gotten to the biggest Skinner box yet.
We Skinnered your Skinner box, baby.
So for a total of 9 skills and 91 levels worth of leveling on this object, which has exponentially more XP requirements from the previous level, and you manage to get all of the combinations you want perfectly, at the final level, you get a legendary upgrade from a list of 30. And you get to pick one from a 3 list, and you can't influence that list at all.
Fuck you. No, see, that's the kind of thing where I just go, no, we're done.
But
here.
each of these legendary upgrades are fucking ludicrous. Like, do 100% more damage. Do 50% more skill damage. Have infinite stamina. You don't stagger anymore.
Jesus.
Okay, that's actually goes pretty hard for such a late upgrade thing.
Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of crazy. But what that picture reminded me, what brought out this tangent, was I know you like the wall builds, and not being staggerable anymore would be very funny as the wall.
The poise has just never been the same in FromSoft games.
There's also no bridge that you can do funny things about.
No, there's plenty of bridges. FromSoft games have bridges.
Yeah.
They didn't stop designing those.
The FromSoft games do in fact have bridges. Many bridges. Bridgepocalypse.
I just don't think there's been a worse. I don't think there's been a bridge that's worse than the one fucking Anne Orlando bridge.
Oh God, no.
No,
there
of
hasn't
course not.
been.
No. No.
There hasn't been a bridge in Dark Souls 2 or 3 or Bloodborne or Elden Ring where I can just go up, and if I plant my character right here, the host is just fucked. Because let me tell you, people don't like seeing a guy in full hovel armor stroll up with 2 hovel great shields and just park his ass right in the center of that little walkway. Because
I am the wall.
they, sure, they got past me, but they forgot about the archers they had to dodge while getting past me. And people always forget that motherfucker on the left hiding behind a tower.
Because he's hiding behind the tower.
Yeah. I stopped doing invasions after Dark Souls 1 because they always just feel awful.
That's the
I don't get it.
wall up there,
I literally, the only reasonable place to invade in Dark Souls 1 is the forest because that's where everyone goes for duels and PvP.
Yeah.
And
well, that and the big dragon.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Which, by the way, that area had some very interesting lore implications. Poor Sigurd.
Rest in peace, Sigurd.
She didn't die.
I mean,
That's Sieglund you're thinking of, Snake.
Sieglund,
yeah,
my
that's
bad.
Sieglund.
Oh, my bad. Siegward, Siegmeyer, and Sieglund. I got a little bit confused. Oopsie doopsie.
Yeah, how could you? They're
mean,
all onion shaped, you racist.
They're all onion shaped, and they all have incredibly tragic backstories.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Sieglund made her backstory tragic.
I don't know. I think Siegmeyer went out on the note he wanted. Like, he just wanted one last adventure, and by God, he got it.
No, that's also true, yeah.
Granted, the best way for him to die is not by your hand. It's better for him to die by the creatures, so.
What?
No. I'm gonna be honest. Having gone through his quest, I think it's better for him to die by the player's hands if the player gives a shit, because him dying by your hand means that he got his final wish.
I mean, he technically did have
he
a better
hollowed.
ending.
He
Well,
died happy.
He
technically
didn't
speaking.
have a good ending, really, because I mean, he dies in the end.
He still hollows.
I mean, he technically has a good ending in 3.
What?
That's
Technically,
That's not
Siegward.
Siegmeyer. That's Siegward.
Sigward. Sorry, I got mixed up with all the Siegs.
Listen. I know they're both Sieg
Bro,
bros.
literally just made fun of me.
Come on.
Anyway, so now that you're done making fun of me for the mistake you just made yourself, yeah, no, Sieglund's story is sad only because if you follow a certain chain of events, she ends up having to kill her own dad, which she specifically came to the HoloLands for to do, because she didn't want her father to be a wandering corpse in the HoloLands.
Yeah, she came to. Oh no, I think at first she came to.
Yeah, no, at first she was just looking for Dad. She originally shows up because my dad went off on another fucking adventure and my mom is worried, and I, his daughter, am also worried, and we really wish he'd stop doing this.
Right, but the reason why her mom was worried, which you find out in the quest line, is because the dad knew he was gonna hollow, left to go do that where he wouldn't put his family in danger. The mom knew that, didn't tell her daughter. Daughter went after the dad because mom's now worried. I'm gonna go get dad back because she's worried I'm strong enough, only to end up with finally catching up to her father. But he's a walking corpse.
No, didn't they have one spot where like if you did the quests correctly, they were able to meet up for a second while he was
no. There's a point where they do meet up in. I'm pretty sure it's Firelink. I'm pretty sure it's Firelink where they meet up.
I'm pretty sure the only time she ever finally catches up to him was the Dragon Lake, which is where he was hollowed.
Hang on. Sieglund of Katarina.
Which she kills him, which is another crazy thing.
Well, yeah, because he's hollow.
Well, no, but like hollows don't go down.
Yeah, but she doesn't know.
They meet up at the crystal area. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she gets to have one last adventure with her dad and then has to kill him.
Okay.
Yep.
According to Sieglund, she is seeking Siegmeyer to impart her mother's last words to him. She manages to do so before her father.
Okay, so she does know.
Before her father departs for his final adventure where he goes hollow and Sieglund is forced to kill him. She heads back to Katarina after the deed. Little else is known about her. So, yes,
Well, she clearly went on to have a kid.
Yes. Well, I mean,
only one family can have this naming sense.
But yeah. So yes, it's not. It's actually much more tragic than you thought.
Yeah.
Because she is there deliberately to pass on mom's last words, which dad probably ran out of the house without hearing, because oh no, I have the dark sign.
Well, I'm pretty sure he always had the dark sign. I think it was just
No.
a case of I'm getting close
No,
to hollowing.
I mean, he probably was also a wandering knight, to be fair.
I would
Yeah.
say I'm sure he was a wandering knight to begin with, but the opening to Dark Souls 1 makes it quite clear to, at least to me, that the dark sign is appearing more like it was always something that was there because the undead
Right.
asylum has existed for a long ass time, but it's
Right.
much more frequent now because reasons, which obviously you find out later. But the point of which is that it's always been around and been a problem. But based on the way that people react to people in the opening cutscene with the dark sign, at least some people appear flabbergasted, shocked, horrified that family member A could acquire the dark sign.
That's fair, yeah. Yeah, I mean, also, the reason why I'm saying it's really impressive that she ended up killing him despite him going hollow is because of the whole fucking thing where, yeah, they went and sent them all to a fucking remote island where they'll never be able to get off of, which they wouldn't need to do if you would be able to normally kill them. Like, if all you needed to do to kill a dark-signed hollow was to trap them in a dungeon until they hollow and then just kill them, then I'm sure every country would have done that. But the fact that they're sending all of their hollows and dark-signed people to this asylum...
Listen here, Google, I don't care about Bleach. I should have seen that one coming.
You should have added the minus Bleach search tag.
Local man does not want to be number one.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Hearing the last words also might have been one of his causes of hollowing. Yeah, because he was still living in the delusion that he could go off and be a hero and have an adventure.
I mean, here's the counterpoint to that. Staying with his fucking loving wife and with his loving wife and loving daughter might have kept you sane, you dumb motherfucker.
No, because they also canonized that anyone who has the dark sign will hollow.
Okay, sure, but we know for a fact that having goals and plans and dreams, etc., can dramatically slow the rate of hollow. Like, right? His goal could be give my wife and daughter the best life they possibly can. Like,
yeah, but then that could eventually be met. I mean, honestly, let's not forget, like, one hollow did figure out, one undead did figure out the one goal that just circumvents the dark sign.
What's that?
Survive. That
yeah, Patches. That asshole
surviving.
Patches.
Yeah.
So many, it's like, I'm still, on the one hand,
bro transcended
him
at least
for
2
just
universes.
wanting to live. On the other hand,
listen,
how dare you succeed in
I
that
still remember the comic where he goes like, so what even drives you anyway? And the chosen and the not even chosen, the cindered is just like, I don't know. He's like, fair enough. Let's go. I'm gonna help you with.
No, okay, listen. I truly did love it because I was like, okay, no, you know what? You took what started as a joke character, you actually used the lore that you had, weaved it seamlessly into the universe, and made every single time every player's gone, Patches, you asshole, into a narrative payoff. Like, come on, that's really impressive. And it makes me go, much like Max, it's like, God damn it, Patches. But on the other hand, I mean, you made it, Patches. You did it. You made it to the end of the world, you jackass.
And then he made it into 2 more worlds that supposedly also ended. We don't know.
He took a vacation
Elden
in
Ring didn't
Yarnum for
end.
a short time.
He also became a spider in Yarnum. We're not sure why he did that.
Elden Ring didn't end,
Well,
though.
wait, wasn't he only a spider in the dream? Or nightmare?
Yeah.
The Mensis
Yeah.
nightmare?
Yeah.
That was literally the only place he really appeared.
Yeah, so bro literally made a cameo.
He's just like, oh, hello, I'm a spider now.
He is the
Well,
spider.
fuck
He
you.
kicks you off a cliff, and you can shoot him.
No, he doesn't kick you off a cliff in that game.
Yes, he
He's
does.
just a-
honestly, no,
he's
that was
just
such a massive moment in Dark Souls 3.
I don't remember that. I just remember him showing up as a merchant and the voice triggering like the fight response.
Okay, so
Max
this is the
literally
thing.
pulled out the fucking gat
Patches
and just
is
shot him
super
instantly.
duper fucking missable because the first time you're supposed to encounter him is in the locked tower in Firelink Shrine in Dark Souls 3.
Oh, yeah.
That's the first place you're supposed to run into him. If you don't run into him there, the second place you're supposed to run into him is the cathedral. But again, it's super easy for people to get to the cathedral while Patches is still technically in
The tower, yeah.
the tower, but then you finish that, and literally the reason he has so many whack-ass appearances is because the devs went, oh, I guess we really fucked this one up.
No, but
Also,
honestly, like I said, in Dark Souls 3, that was such a keynote moment, I guess, is the best way to describe it. Where the fucking Plap, or whatever the fuck his name was, the guy you've been helping so far in the Ring City DLC, finally, like, kicks you over, and you're like, wait a second, only one motherfucker does that, he says the lines, and you're like, you bastard, how dare you live?
Just
my
fucking
favorite part about that is that you get to see original Patch, like all of the cynicism and disgust of 10,000 years is removed, and you see that Patches used to be nice and helpful.
Yeah.
And then
I still
remember,
find it
I
funny
don't
that
even
there's
think it. I
potential
don't even
that-
think it's that. Like, keep in mind, he has amnesia. I think he defaulted that because someone took pity on him when the amnesia started kicking in. We don't know much about his past. We only know that he hates clerics a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
Actually, wait. Did he have any unique dialogue in that little cutscene in Dark Souls 3 if you happen to be running a high faith character? Because that would.
I don't
that,
believe so.
I don't
It sounds
think
like
so,
something
no.
they would do, but I don't.
No, I don't think so.
It might have been one step. That might have been like, oh, we want to do this, but the DLC's massive.
But, no, like, that was such a good moment.
Oh yeah,
Just...
I remember you messaging me, being like, "Yo, have you seen that? Have you gotten a cutscene with that knight taking his helmet off yet?" It's like, no. Oh, you'll love it. I'm like, what the fuck? Sneaky never talks to me about this stuff because I was playing Dark Souls 3 with my other group of friends on console.
Yeah.
When I got to it, I think I just messaged like, that motherfucker is
Yeah,
still alive.
that motherfucker. Yeah.
but
Made
again,
it
it's one
all
of
the
those
way
things,
to the end of the world.
He gets there, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna strangle you as soon as I congratulate you.
and just like here, Patches like sees one of you and you just go, you. It's like,
Yeah, well, also just
what about
the casual shrugging off of the dark side too, because it's like he had amnesia. That's like the last stage before you start hollowing,
Yeah.
and he overcame it. It's like, God
To be fair, he needed
damn it.
the most powerful wake me up in the universe, but
I don't even remember what it
Um,
was. I just
the
remember that
purging monument.
scene. Oh, right.
no, but wasn't the purging monument like not actually like something that would help you remember? Like I
No, it
think it was
is.
just
No, okay, the only thing it does for you in game. No. In game. Used to request absolution, used to request dissolution reverses hollowing. And you can revive Judicate or Argo if for some reason you fucking
right, but
want
that's what it was. It was reverses hollowing.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It was because remember, purging stones in Dark Souls 3 reverse hollowing. Because
Yeah.
embers aren't the same as undead.
Yeah.
So they're like, no, and the reason that purging stones let you reverse hollowing is because remember the way that purging stones were made was murdering a bunch of people to shove souls into a rock so that you could trick a curse into curse so you could transfer your curses to a rock because you can't
Right.
get rid of curses in Dark Souls. You can just put them in a rock that's somebody's soul.
Yeah.
So you basically you take the tortured person rock and shove your hollowing into it.
Why do I come
Also,
back
I
to
mean, it
Patches
was
Baby?
kind of cool though, where it was just like, oh yeah, by the way, I'll give you a reward, for being the last buddy I'll ever have, and being a good sport about it all. And he just gives you his armor. He's like, I don't need it. I'll keep living.
Yep.
It's like,
Also,
fucking
Lap.
Jesus Christ.
Lap
Yeah,
was great.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying that was the name because before you weren't certain of it, so I was like,
I called him
yeah,
Plap. I was close.
you were.
But like that's such a solid thing. His armor was like one of the better ones in the game.
Oh yeah.
It's like, yeah, I don't need the armor. You can have it. That's your reward for, making it this far, buddy. I have everything I need already. That's how I've survived this long. I don't need things.
Yeah.
It's like, bro.
I'm sure he went right back to harassing clerics after that.
I'm sure he did. But here's the other thing though that I love. If you make it through all of that and you survive his last trap, he's like, fine. Let's go kill God.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he does show up for that.
And unlike, which don't get me wrong, it's funny as shit. When he dips from the Radon fight.
Peace.
But this
my favorite part is he doesn't dip until he takes damage.
Average life of a true British geezer.
Like,
Step
as
1,
long as
go
he
fight
doesn't
God.
get hit, he keeps poking.
Which is, I mean, very.
It's very Patches.
On brand, yeah.
Throw the firebombs.
Hey, I said I was gonna help you, not that I was gonna die for you.
I showed up. What more do you want?
Oh no, I'm sorry. That's right. He shows up for the Half-Light fight.
Yeah.
That's right. He's like,
because it's a fucking cleric. God damn it!
I won't fight God for you, but I will help you kill a cleric.
Oh, son
Very
of a...
Patches.
Patches goes, I smell a faith build. Patches reacts to faith builds like Callie reacts to Dex builds.
Perry. You know what? Actually, I can absolutely see Patches having enough faith to parry a faith spell.
So what he does like what did Havel make an anti-magic spell? But
yeah,
Patches
he makes
is out here making the sorcerer equivalent of that. I see your anti-magic berry and Reizu anti-miracle. It's like, wait, hold up.
Perry's miracle. Wait,
You
what?
need a miracle to parry miracles. Hmm?
Yeah, very on brand.
I'm a little into blasphemy.
We do a little moderate.
I dabble in a little blasphemy.
Bro, Patches does not dabble in blasphemy. Patches dives face first into son of a bitch. It's been 5 minutes.
What?
I wanted to try to get a copy of the Gundam card game.
Oh, I lost track of time. God.
So
Damn,
bad
I
at
should-
it.
You fools.
It's been 10 minutes. They're gone.
Ouch.
The worst part
I
is that
wanted those dice.
it wasn't limited, so you know this is gonna be scalped.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
What
For
do you mean it
some
wasn't
reason.
limited?
Oh, yeah. Bondi, when they do the premium stuff, sometimes they're just like, hey, what if
per
we just
person.
just don't put a purchase limit on this one for some stupid fucking reason?
Oh, okay. I thought you meant it wasn't limited in terms of number of things selling. No, they did the
Yeah, no.
stupid route of it's not limited to things people can buy.
I'm actually mad about that because I did want to try and grab one as well. But I lost track
Oh,
of time. and I
speaking of
didn't set a
scalpers
fucking timer.
perishing.
I wanted those dice.
Speaking of scalpers perishing, funny thing that happened in China recently actually
Yeah.
is the Huawei came out with a trifold phone
Yeah.
and a bunch of scalpers bought like hundreds of the phones trying to like, charge literally thousands of USD more for the phone.
Continuing to be leeches on society as they tend to be.
Except
Mhm.
no one wanted to buy the trifold phone because it was so fucking bad.
Yeah.
And it was so expensive because it was like 2,000 USD to start with. And if the
Oh.
phone breaks, which it did frequently, it would be like $1,300 to replace the screen. And so no one bought from the scalpers because so the scalpers lost all their fucking money, and the company selling the Huawei had to drop the phone's price from like $2,000-$3,000 to like $1,000.
Oh, I
Good.
love that. I love that so much.
That is,
Deserved.
yeah,
It-
very,
oh my
very
God.
fitting.
Max, they're not even gonna do a second run. They're not even gonna do like a second phase of the. It's just gone. It's just all gone.
No, this is the second run.
And get scalped.
Yeah, no, this was the second run.
Look
This
at
was
these
batch
dice.
number 2.
Okay, I'm seeing
All the
a
way down
white
the bottom.
box.
I just like the dice. They're cool little. They're
Oh, there
metal
they
dice.
are.
They're alright.
Bro,
They're metal
these
dice.
are
I like them.
mid.
I was
These
actually
are
just
so mid.
I was actually just interested in the actual like game and how it would run. But I mean,
Oh,
if
I'm
they're just
convinced the game's gonna be bad.
if they're gonna continue to shoot fans in the feet like this, I can't wait for it to come to Tabletop Simulator for free.
Yeah.
Bro, if you really want these dice, I know a dude with a CNC machine, and I'll just fucking send you like a couple of steel blocks.
I still need to get a fucking printer. I think I'm actually just gonna get a 3D printer at this point because like half of the shit I want to do, I can't do.
Bro, you with a 3D
You
printer could actually cook.
Just make sure it's
I
in a
appreciate-
well-ventilated area.
I appreciate the compliment. Thank you.
Just make sure that you have the area set up correctly. Hey, as Max said. And know which one that you're getting, resin or whatever the other one is.
Well, I'm probably gonna get a plastic one if there is one.
Yes, that's a normal 3D printer. It's called FDM.
That's the one.
Yeah. So back to this stupid ass dumb bitch. Mildly thankful blank spot would come in handy. But most settings really didn't need me to be divination resistant, right? No, they do! Oh my god! Like, Mass Effect, Halo, come on, guys, help me think of fucking settings that don't have divination in them. Mass Effect and Halo, basically.
No,
like,
Halo actually has divination.
What the fuck are you talking about, Willis?
Technically.
Cortana has prophetic, quote-unquote, dreams.
That is not the same.
That is from
Since
expanded
when?
lore. It is now decanonized, but it was a thing.
What?
Yeah,
so she had delusional hallucination.
So 343 apparently decided to try and cook and burnt the fucking pan.
Yeah, so
saying...
I don't take anything 343 did as canon, including any books they touched. So
well, I'm sorry, but well, actually, no, they don't control Halo anymore, so never mind. You can do that.
It was canon for a while.
Yeah, see, Halo 3 actually ended at Reach.
Halo 3 ended at Reach.
Yes. Who the fuck is Asami Illustration? Nah, ignore. Fuck off.
You could get free commissions, Sneaky, if you follow them on Twitch.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
One of those spammers.
Probably, yeah. Turns out that was a stupid assumption. I didn't know about this world, but even sometime in the public library told me that being immune to thinkers was a massive advantage. Well, literally, being immune to thinkers is a great advantage in a lot of settings. It was like, oh wow, I'm sure Atin will be very happy with this equivalency.
I have a feeling he won't be.
Is Atin even here still? Oh, he's dead. Okay.
Most unfortunate.
So basically, according to this author, Worm is like if Marvel and DC decided to have a kid that had a grudge against sanity.
It is written in the Book of Grudges.
An abused stepchild, maybe.
I didn't recognize this setting in the slightest, and that was the scariest part of it all. No, it really isn't. I mean, look, not knowing anything about Worm and somehow ending up in Worm is not very scary at all.
Yeah, because you don't know what you have to deal with. Once you learn it's Worm, that's when the horror.
Well, it's not even when you learn it's Worm, it's when you learn, like, about the Endbringers. Then you're like, oh shit, that's pretty fucked.
That is, by definition, slightly fucked.
Moderately fucked.
Mildly. But it's like, the big scary of Worm, unless you're part of the super secret cabal of super secret cabal people, you don't find out about that until shit's already hitting the fan.
You're part of the shit hitting the fan by the time you find out about that.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's, you know, either you're strong enough to fight Scion and the Illuminati read you in, then it's not very scary anymore because you have the power to fight Scion, or at least they think you do. So that doesn't matter then. Or you don't get read in and you don't learn about the big dangers of Worm, so then you don't get scared of Worm.
Or right at the end, Taylor takes over and your body moves outside of your control as she yeets you at Scion.
Yeeting you at Scion is certainly a word.
And then it's not your problem anymore. So anyway, apparently his magic is like sentient. I recognized what my power was based on. Inspired inventor. Oh. Sign's favorite story.
So that one challenge, one of
Yeah.
the choices for the super powerful shit you could roll. Okay, yeah, get fucked.
So he gets points to put into knowledge on topics.
Yep.
And his version was actually very different. You see, he got inspired arcanist. And he got 6 charges every 2 weeks to spend on spells, rituals, potions, and everything in between, with each level of knowledge costing its number in charges. So my 2 charges in healing, I'm pretty sure it's based off of the World of Darkness system. In terms of a tiering.
I mean, it's not the worst system to base something off, but I think the crunch is awful.
Yeah.
There is explicitly a remake of Inspired Inventor that somebody did specifically for that. It is that by name. It's in that list of CYOAs on a Google Doc somewhere somebody dropped.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like,
Did you
I've
ever
heard
add
of
your cock
this
to that?
explicitly. No, I did not.
You should.
Maybe should.
Maybe more people would write with your cock.
The more people playing with my cock, the better.
Huh? What did he say?
You know what the funniest part about it is? Wandering Prince is made with that CYOA.
Yep.
And yet, not a single fucking person has tried to use it. You really have outdone yourself, Sign. I have never seen a story get so popular, leaving everyone so unwilling to work with the CYOA that spawned it. Typically, when a story gets popular, like the Celestial Anythings, everyone and their mother tries to write with that CYOA. But despite being the most watched story on fucking QQ, you can't get a single person to try and write with your catalog.
Well, to be fair, I'm kind of a divisive figure on QQ, as you are well aware by now.
Oh, I'm aware. I'm just finding it hilarious. Also, Infant never followed up and posted. You should yell at him for that.
I thought he was going to do that in a day or two.
What, finally post his catalog story?
Yeah, I thought he was going to at some point. Well, not a day or two. Oh, I thought you were talking about
No, not his gamer story. I'm talking about the catalog story he supposedly wrote for your catalog to advertise it.
Man's busy. He has a lot of work. I'll cut him a lot of slack on that. He runs a business, his family business, so he
I
gets
know.
a lot of slack for that.
Unacceptable. I need more Infant fics because they're actually good.
Yeah, they're good.
Yep, so anyway, he gets points for magic shit, and so he probably did, his first quest is to prevent Taylor from triggering, because he also gets quests that, give him more charges. Cool,
Give more
I
points.
guess.
What, do you get humanity points for that or some shit?
Yeah, pretty much.
Imagine caring about your humanity. This post made by Tremezi Gang.
So anyway, blah blah blah.
And yes, I know I'm mispronouncing it. Fuck you.
And girl. Bro is stalking some girl, lets them walk down multiple city blocks away from him, and they turn the corner and get shot.
Oof.
Bro, you are the worst stalker in existence. Like,
You have to be the worst. You have to be the worst stalker I've ever heard of. But you have heard of me.
that's terrible.
Well, okay, no, hang on. If you're actually doing a tail on somebody properly, you do hang back far enough that they don't notice you're there as you're following them, and that would give them time enough to turn a corner and get shot, and you be close enough to actually notice it. But not intervene.
Yeah, but A, he's got a fucking sep field. B, he's got fucking magic.
Oh, right, the sep field. I forgot about that. He should have been right on her ass.
Yeah.
Like, in her back pocket. Why are you not in her back pocket?
Oh, we're not stopping Taylor from triggering. We're stopping Dina from triggering.
What the fuck is that?
Dinah is the precog that Coil,
Kidnaps.
kidnaps.
I have decided
and
that I no longer
owns-
care.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you
glowing.
for the-
Okay, so let's see. Woman on the asphalt. Woman wins. Is she gonna be alright? It's all my fault. I shouldn't know this area. It's okay, girl. She's just unconscious. But I knew that was a bad sign.
Just unconscious. If you go unconscious for any amount of time
While
over
with blood
60
loss.
seconds,
Yeah.
yeah,
She was
fucked.
losing too much blood. She'd be dead soon. Alea, is anyone looking? Alright, leap of faith time. Chant some magic out. Chant some more magic out. Gold bands expanding out. He's using some magic. He's repairing the damage the bullets did. You saved her. Are you a cape? You can heal people. I am, but you need to keep it a secret. Gangsters are running, the police is on the way. I'm keeping your conversation quiet, but you don't have long. I'm not ready to debut yet, and I don't have a mask. That wasn't true. I just didn't have it on me. I made one as a precaution, but then didn't take it with me when I was stalking this girl to prevent her trigger. I didn't take it with me because I realized I wouldn't be able to follow them with the mask on. So then, don't wear
Don't
it?
do it.
Where?
Have you considered not?
You have access to magic, and you have the ability to conjure magical pockets. And you haven't done so?
Isn't there like?
Or
Is there
just-
any restrictions on the magic that we know of?
If it's inspired inventor style, literally no. It's literally, if you can think of the magic style, then you can put points into getting it.
So he could easily rip off, I don't know, some magic trope of like when he casts magic, no one can recognize his appearance, no matter what.
Sailor Moon,
literally
yes.
magical girl field, the
Yeah.
SEP field that he's already
Yes, Sailor
using.
Moon.
He has the D&D deep pockets.
What does
So
it
he's
use?
already,
Vader.
he's already in a state where no one can recognize his existence, and he's paranoid about people recognizing
Yes.
him.
Yes.
Like seeming or disguised self, either of those would have been perfectly fine.
Even, fucking hell, even minor illusion.
Cast minor illusion, yes.
He's in a state where no one can really perceive him, and he's panicking about
Yes.
people recognizing him.
Well, someone
Yes.
is directly talking to him right now, therefore someone is perceiving him.
I mean,
So it's not
couldn't
perfect.
he easily ape it that the magic prevents him? Like they can see him now, but they won't really be able to recall him or
Yes.
something.
Yes, there's plenty of
That is
magic
how it
out there
should
that can do
work.
that. Yes.
Again,
So
Sailor
he's just being
Moon.
the author's just being retarded.
Yes.
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 Like I
Many such
said
cases.
earlier, this
This
is
is
why
a
I
common
hate.
occurrence on the podcast.
Yeah, this is why I hate when stupid people write fic, because it's just like, how are you this dumb? It's not. It's. I hate this whole fucking competency thing where it's like, oh, you just want them to be competent. It's like, no, I'm not asking them for them to be competent, man. I'm saying that if they show up in a reality that they personally describe as the love child of DC and Marvel, and they want to create a secret identity for themselves, and they want to create a mask for themselves, and they have free reign on any magic they can choose or think of every 2 weeks, and you have 6 points, like the day you get there, you have 6 points.
D&D Magic dropped 2 levels in that shit. 3 levels.
Can I just put all of my points into being Wario?
Yes, but it's just
cool.
like prestidigitation or whatever the fuck it's called, the druid cantrip, and then the warlock cantrip for the illusions and shit, and boom, that might have cost you 3 points, but not. You're basically gonna be able to find a place to sleep tonight. You're gonna be able to keep it safe-ish. I mean, you're not gonna be able to protect yourself, but you can make like an alarm. You can lock the door. You can fix shit. You know, you can create food and water for yourself. Like,
you can create shelter.
And then if you need to hide your identity, minor illusion is one step away as well.
Self.
Well, disguise self is like, I think, level 3.
No, disguise self is I want to say a level 1.
There's no way disguise self.
Let me look. I'm seeming maybe the one that's level 3.
No, it is level 1. How about that? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a level 1 spell. It's a ritual spell, sure, that makes it even better. Or at least I think you can
fucking
cast
hell.
it as a ritual.
Well, even better is you use one of your magic points to get the ritualist perk, right? And now you can cast all of these spells as rituals, and you don't lose magic to cast them anymore. Or if you don't know anything about D&D, if you are the most retarded of retarded people and all you know is basic bitch magic,
just jump
conjure
6
shit
points in magic.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
It's
just
general
conjure
magic.
shit. You have anime magics. Magical Girl is one of the most classical animes out there.
Like, I'm pretty sure everyone in the world at this point is at least tertiarily aware of Sailor Moon or its existence.
Yeah. Like,
or
at
least the idea of a transforming magical girl.
Yeah, just transformation. Oh, especially if we're talking about someone that came from recently. So, I mean, Baldur's Gate 3's out there in the gaming sphere. But, you know, transformation magic is very prevalent in many forms of media. Just like there is just so many ways, unless you are completely retarded and have never looked at a single fantasy setting in existence. I cannot fathom how you manage to waste all of your points in magic on something that cannot protect your identity.
I mean, all right. Take the D&D example. Drop all 6 points into 3 levels of I want to learn D&D Wizard specifically. And this gives you all the spells available up to level 3 of D&D Wizard. Yeah, no. you don't. You have so many options.
I can't fathom how. Like what magic? What points did you put your shit into that rendered you in a position where you were incapable of hiding your identity?
Into being retarded, apparently.
Yeah, you put all 6 points into stupid. Don't points in a system of magic give you all the magic of that system? So if you go with D&D magic, you'll just have all the branches of D&D magic, which is OP as fuck.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
putting points into Harry Potter magic, you turn invisible and transfiguration. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, though, right? Like, but what I'm saying though is like even in the most granular of systems, like if you want to have a super punishing system that's like D&D magic, abjuration, wizard branch, right? If you want to have the most
very fucking specific.
Yeah, if you want to even have the most granular fucking system possible, you have to go out of your way to pick a branch of magic that isn't capable of doing something in that direction.
Like, as worded, the Inspired Inventor and its variants all basically say you can pick any field, and that includes a meta field. So if you just pick science, yeah, okay, you know science at this level. It's a very generalist field, but you know science at this level. So if you pick magic at this level, you know magic at this level. It's multidisciplinary. You would have, let's say, just Fate magic, Harry Potter magic, D&D magic, World of Darkness magic, etc. at level 1.
I mean, even if you want to balance it out of like putting 6 points into just general magic, I would imagine at minimum it would give you the understanding of what magic you can choose from or where you can go further to develop.
Like some basic ability to create your own spells at the very least.
Or some right,
I mean,
like you have like the most you have the most Shiro understanding of the basic bitch foundations. Like you don't know how to do giant rituals, but you understand the fuck about mana shaping.
Like the entire point of Inspired Inventor is the inventing part. So you would be able to make your own shit. You would at least know the basics.
This is
and
what
know how to build up from there.
This is what I'm saying. Inspired Inventor is honestly the worst thing ever for CYOAs because the only group that can possibly make Inspired Inventor interesting to read are the people who are intelligent enough to not need the CYOA to do it.
Basically, yeah.
Because anyone who's too stupid literally can't fathom how to leverage the CYOA.
Oh, that's kind of tempts me. It's kind of tempting to actually take that, do it myself, and do it right. Because A, fuck worm, and B, magic. It's actually really tempting. God damn it.
Did you say fuck who? Sorry?
You know what you should do? You should call it Fuckworm. that should be the title to the story. Fuckworm, comma, seriously. And you can even make it a harem fucking story.
Nah.
Bro said, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Holy shit, bro said no to a harem. Goddamn.
I said
World's
no to another worm harem.
Nah,
that's fair. That's fair.
I'm gonna do my own thing.
You doing predatory already? Yeah, I get you.
And Saturday Night Special, and the one for Crow with Amy, and so on. I've got like 3 irons in the fire on that all go vaguely the same direction in some cases.
Oh, then you clearly have to do the wizard joke where the guy stays celibate. He's a 40-year-old sage. You have to make him 40 years old, and he has to be a worm native. Congratulations, you are now the wizard.
No, wizard is 30, sage is 40.
So, my bad. He's a 30-year-old. There you go. Yeah, he's a fucking... That's what you have to do. He's a Brocktonite or whatever the fuck you want to do, but on the eve of his 30th birthday, he blows out his fucking cake candles, gets a screen in front of him. Congratulations, you are the wizard.
You're a wizard now.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Me, when I haven't done anything in 30 years and I finally become a wizard. These spells are awful. They're all level 1.
I'm gonna need to empower them cantrips.
Empowered cantrips be like...
Glady becomes
wait, they
wizard.
took away meta magic from wizards, so it's get fucked wizards. Sorcerers are better.
Yeah. Lame. But, Yeah, so this is just a really stupid, lame story where the author is too stupid to know how to do anything. But you know what? It's 9:40. We'll cut it here, gentlemen. We'll release you back into the world to merry make as you please. But come back Friday. There's always